Police authorities in Rivers State have confirmed that the case of alleged assault involving some women at a popular nightclub in Port Harcourt has now been charged to court. The incident, which went viral last week, showed a group of women celebrating a birthday party reportedly assaulted by a man identified as Ihechi Maduba, popularly known as Seymour. The women were left with visible bodily injuries. Spokesperson for the State Police Command CP, Grace Ngirige-Koko, told journalists on Sunday that the Commissioner of Police acted swiftly upon seeing the viral footage. The CP was miffed about it and directed the divisional police officer in charge of the area to commence immediate investigation, Ngirige-Koko said. She confirmed that Maduba was arrested, detained, and questioned, while the assaulted women were also invited for interviews at the State Command headquarters. On June 16, 2025, both parties met with the Commissioner of Police alongside the Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of the State Criminal Investigation and Intelligence Department, SCIID. Following this, the case was formally charged to court on June 17th. Ngirige-Koko reiterated the command's commitment to justice, stating the matter is being thoroughly investigated and under the watch of the CP, gender-based violence will not be swept under the carpet. One of the victims, Tonia Okoye, a graduate of the Federal University of Technology, Owerri, told newsmen, "We know what is right. All we need is justice." Well, all they need is justice. What are your thoughts on this report?
The event place where they were celebrating the party, where are the owners? Don't they have some kind of security? How did the assailant get to that place? What did they do to prevent?
Let me give you never got to see the video of this event, so
no.
Let me do a quick backstory as regards what happened. So these ladies had gone to the club to have a birthday party of your friend, and the way it works is that you need to book some form of reservation. They decided to book like a table reservation, since they're having an event. Of course, when you're having an event, you're expecting more than 2-3 people, and you don't want your guests to stand, that sort of thing. So these tables aren't usually cheap, as it were, you know. So they got this table and they were there having a good time. And this man wanted to take seats from this table that is now paid for by these ladies. And they said, no, you can't do that. And you can't sit here either, because it's a paid table. And that was when he got offended and got aggressive. Someone's suit was even knocked out completely. Right? And they were severely, really assaulted and treated very badly. Because I saw the video the morning after, where they came on social media. The pictures pretty much showed their teeth intact, and the next morning someone is out of the tooth. I mean,
yeah, it still boils to the question I asked: the owners of the place.
The owner himself has come, you know, to criticize the assault matter.
No, you see, it's not enough. I'm looking at a situation here. You know, first, the reason why you would want to go to maybe a club, whether it's nightclub or day club, to rent a place is to give you some form of comfort and security. You know, ordinarily you would have stayed in the street and hold your party and dance. As many of the street urchins can step in, they step in and disrupt you as much as they can, you know. But you wanted some serenity, in quotes, as it were, some form of security. Now, somebody runs this business. He has his staffs, including security person. As at the time you have given out some tables to some people who have paid for it, I would have expected a situation where some of your staff would act as ushers, not to the ladies now, but, you know, just hanging around there, seeing how things goes. Now, when the guy comes and there was an argument first, maybe voice started going, somebody would have come to you and said, these tables have been paid for by these ladies. I mean, even if you didn't have a way of secluding that place, maybe barricading it, you know, maybe obvious sign to show that this is a no-go area because some persons have paid for it. Somebody should have been there to say, oh no, this person should have been, these tables have been paid for these ladies. And then the security persons there should have been some form of intervention. I said it to say that now, the conflict that led to somebody's losing her teeth may probably would have led to something more dangerous. And by the way, when you talk of somebody losing his or her teeth. Let me not just leave it for the has now. You have disfigured that person, and you don't know how far that will go in affecting that person's confidence. So this is a serious issue for somebody to have lost her teeth. I mean, a lady at that. That means she's going to, live the rest of her life probably explaining why there is no teeth here and all that. I mean, it's not going to be the same again, as minor as that may seem to some people, but it's not going to be the same again. So I ask that when people run this type of a hotel, they should also be careful, how to mitigate conflict when it's when issue comes. Then to the person, I don't want to use a word now, to the guy who came in. If I came in to a place I want to use here, you claim ownership of it, rather than fighting you, it's not better for me to approach the owners of the place?
Now, the thing with this whole situation is this. Now, I want us to talk about a little bit about the, the power imbalances is in general sphere when you look at it. The man that is absolutely not his first time, from what the owner of that, club said. The man is a regular at that place. So, to some degree, that would make you feel he knows the nuances of what happens around that environment, because the man said, you're my guy, you've come a long way. Makes it seem like he's meant to know that tables can easily be paid for. Now, why I want us to talk about classism and gender in this is, if there were men sitting on that table, do you think this approach would have still been the same approach, or what would have happened? Do you think he would have still come to, sit and they say, oh no, we're expecting our guy here? Do you think he's going to blow up someone's tits?
Maybe not, because if they were men like him, probably, I mean, even if they are not as strong as him, since they're in a group, they probably would have collectively held him down, maybe probably beating. But again, it goes back to the owners of the place. Like I said, one of the things you do when you provide that place is you want the security of your customers. If my coming to your club, whatever, threatens my security, if I'm going to be threatened, like those ladies now, I don't know how they think. But I can imagine if I were any of those ladies, I won't want to go back to that place again. And even not be one of those ladies, if I ever know that this is the club somebody went to and had an injury, if I'm planning an event, I won't want to consider that place, especially with the saying that the assailant is the owners or the manager's guy. What kind of guy do you have that would come and assault your customers, that wouldn't respect the place?
And he didn't even talk about the guy like he was supporting him well in the video that I saw.
Whether he's supporting or not, for the affirmation that he's even his guy, I mean, would have given an impression that probably he knows what kind of person he is. So there are some people you have as your guys in quote, you keep them away from your business. In fact, even if they are not your guys, there are some customers you notice. If a customer is going to pose a threat to other customers, you try as much as possible to keep him away from your business, because he's not the only one that would patronize you, except he's going to, his patronage would be enough for you to run the place. If not, there is no reason a violent person should be allowed into your business premises and cause a discomfort to other customers. And like you said also, if it is really proven that this is purely a gender-based violence, there should be no room for gender-based violence in our society. Like, if the only thing that went through his crazy head, if I may use that word, is because, these ladies, what are they doing here? It's not your business. They are adults, and if you think they have done something wrong, you are not the law enforcer. You are not the prefect. So if it is proven that it is gender-based, then it should be treated as that. And there is the VAP law, violence against
persons prohibition.
Yes, which deals with also gender-related cases. So if it's a gender issue now, then he should be treated and made to go in for it, and perhaps serve as an example to other. You see, on a personal term, you may not approve seeing ladies sitting in a club, but those people are adults. They are adults. Whatever they were doing there, even if it's something that runs contrary to the law, it is not in your place to enforce the law. The best you would have done is alerted security the security personnel to add. But if it is not anything against the law, it is just your bias. You just think that women should not be seen outside. Maybe you should have left that place so you won't be in a position to see them. So this type of issues, this type of violent people should be kept out of society for the good of everybody. Because if he could knock somebody's teeth off, he probably can, do something that could lead to a fatality. And that is not the kind of, we want a safe society for everybody. As far as people don't go against the law, the society should be safe for everybody. If a club is open to everybody, in spite of gender, then people should be free to go there. You're not going there should be your decision that as a lady, I don't want to be seen there. Yeah, but if you choose to go there and there is no prohibition from the side of the law, then there shouldn't be any reason for attacking somebody. If you come to a place, I want to use this table, let's even assume those ladies were wrongly laying claim to the table. If I come here, I want to use this table, and another customer is claiming ownership of it. It is for me to alert the managers of the place, the staff, they let them know how to resolve it. And if they can't effectively resolve it, oh, come on, I'll just take a walk and leave there rather than getting into a scuffle. Now, in this case, the ladies have even paid for the table. So why do you want to deny them something they paid for? Which is why I also, I started with asking for the owners of the place. You gave out this place to somebody. Some of your staff should have been there, when this guy started the trouble, to move him out of the premises.
Thank you so much for your